Um, my name is Brian Hudson. I'm sure you've all met me, and my story is I'm quite well known, but it keeps reminding me every time I read the newspapers. Something in the newspapers sort of reminds me of my case. A particular topic at the moment is Jack Straw and his rejection of Sir Nicholas Wall as head of the family division. My problem is family law in this country is completely and absolutely corrupt. I personally, my damages have been assessed at 100 million. I've lost 20 million. I was talking to a gentleman earlier who said, why did I leave my house worth 6 million? Was there a proper possession order? No, there wasn't. How are we to know that all of this is crooked? How are we to know that when we go to a divorce lawyer, and I just show you a photograph, there they are, all the top divorce lawyers in Britain at a party. How are we to know that they're all in cahoots with each other? All the judges' wives, partying together in Paris, New York and Rome, all plotting. How are we to know that they're all plotting? And in fact, all of those were against me, the lot of them. 10 law firms, probably 9 of them were actually acting against me. I'm lucky to be sitting here alive. But there again, I see other colleagues here who are alive, and Norman over there, and we've been fighting a long time. My ex-wife, who was having an affair with the divorce lawyer I discovered, whose protector was the senior Lord Justice Alan Ward, who actually did a big favour, as we read in the newspapers, to Nicholas Wall, who's just been made, or was about to be made, head of the family division, which Jack Straw has declined. Why is Nicholas Wall about to be made head of the family division? Because he was doing favours for Ward, who's running the whole show. And he was the best friend of the lawyer living with my wife. His wife was acting against me. Ward actually advised me, so the husband's advising me. His wife's working against me, and the best friend's living with my wife. I'm dead and buried. 300 people put out of work, 6 companies liquidated. A major Hollywood film went down the tubes with sales of 110 million. That went down. The trouble goes on and on. But in the press now, I look at the headlines and I find it so depressing. The corruption is overwhelming. I've lost everything. I've lost all my companies, my life's work, all my money. My children don't understand why this has happened to me. I have 5 children and I have 5 grandchildren. Why has this happened? What can we do about it? I think all of us are agreed we've reached a brick wall. The corruption is so total. The police were involved. I mentioned at the last meeting, 4-year investigation. The detective said, I've never heard anything like this in my life. Can I see the evidence? Here's the evidence. I've reported to my senior officers, and they've told me to keep my mouth shut and taken me off the case. I call a meeting with the fraud squad, with Geoffrey Scriven was present. We all know Geoffrey Scriven. He's now not well and is probably not going to survive, former president of Litigants in Person. There was also another witness present, the arms to Iraq, Gerald James, the chairman, the president of the company. And we asked the police why they're not prosecuting. The detective had told me that we'd be putting 6 judges in prison. You'll bring down the judiciary in this country. The case was closed down. I then went to my MP, Michael Portillo. He put the case to Jack Straw with 100 witnesses with evidence of the highest criminal standard. Jack Straw said, you have no evidence, go away. And where does that leave us? So I just don't know. I've done everything I can. I've been on television. I've called the lawyer who's having an affair with my wife a crook on television. I put it to you. That puts it in the public domain. Did he sue me? Did he sue Channel 4? No, he didn't. So what's the next move? We go to Strasbourg. I go to Strasbourg. I find that a waste of time. For some reason, they struck out my case and said I was out of time because I hadn't gone to them within 6 months of going to a last, organisation in Britain. But of course, at that time, I was dealing with Jack Straw. So that was absolute rubbish. So I concluded very quickly that going to Strasbourg was a bit of a waste of time.